When an individual moves beyond its small self, when a nation moves beyond its small self, when an entire planet moves beyond its small self, then there is a phase of chaos. For the old aspects will try to preserve the old, while the new is seeking to be born. When I read these words, which are from the beautiful author Paul Selig, I thought, wow, what a great metaphor, and what great words to use as an intro for this video. My name is Michael. I am the founder of Masters of Transition, and I welcome you to another episode here. So this video is about the power of the individual, and it's about the power of the individual in times of change and transition. So we'll answer the question, how can you as an individual change the entire world around you, even if you're sitting somewhere alone in your living room or somewhere else, right? So it's about how to impact the world by changing ourselves. It's the first time in history that mankind is challenged with a global crisis, wherever it comes from, whatever created it. So even world wars, they were centered on certain countries, but many other countries weren't touched by them directly. This is the first time in history that the whole entire planet is by some means touched by the same thing. And it's the most collective process of change that we've ever faced as humankind, and it's a tough one. We are faced with a lot of unseen things. We are faced with our deepest fears. We are faced with many things that we have accepted in the past, that we have ignored, that we have maybe consciously or unconsciously ignored. They all come up now. And they all trigger, as I said before, our deepest fears. Some are triggered by the fear of death by a virus. Others are triggered by a fear of losing their freedom, losing their civil rights. All our fears are triggered now. Maybe even the collective karma of the entire planet is triggered in a way in order to heal. Because everything that wants to heal wants to be seen, wants to be felt in order to go. And in order to dive deeper in this video, I think it's good to quickly dive into the human psyche, right? So I've painted a little thing for you. I hope you can see it. This is a sketch of the human psyche. You see level 1, 2, 3, 4, like higher consciousness, awake consciousness, subconscious mind, and unconscious mind. And normally when we operate in our day-to-day life, we are only operating on level 2, like the awake consciousness, which represents around about 10% of our consciousness. It doesn't matter if it's 10, 5, 2 or 18. It's just the smallest part. What you hear, what you see now is only the smallest part of you. We think we dominate with this part our whole entire life, but we don't. Like level 3 and 4, the subconscious and the unconscious are a lot more powerful, right? So let me give you a quick example before we dive in this global change situation, a cheap one. Let's say you want to be rich, and you say this in your level 2 consciousness. Like you work 70 hours a week, you attend all the seminars, read all these books, you work like crazy, and for some reason you have no success. Still, what's happening maybe, most likely something in level 3 or 4 of your consciousness, something hidden deep down there, is telling you you are not worthy to be rich, you are not worthy to be successful. So no matter what you do on the conscious level, it won't work. You might fight this state of poverty, but it will increase instead of go away. And like every organism here on Earth, our human psyche wants to get rid of toxins, of low-level emotions in this case. A human body wants to get rid of toxins, and our individual psyche too. And I guess we as humankind, as a collective soul, if you want, we also want to get rid of some old things buried deep down here, maybe some old collective karma of this whole species, who knows. So, long story short, our consciousness on all its layers informs matter. Consciousness shapes matter. Consciousness shapes reality. Modern science proves that, even the CIA proves that, but all the old mystics from all ages have said the same. like the Mayans said it, like the Buddhists said it, in the Vedic traditions it said, and Jesus said, when two become one under one roof, so the intention and the emotion, the whole emotional spectrum from all conscious layers, then you can say to the mountain, move, and the mountain will move. So we, in some ways, create our own reality, individually and collectively. So this is what's taking place right now. And I think it's a time of collective healing. We can't run away any longer from our hidden things that we've put somewhere deep in the basement of our psyche, of our collective or individual minds, right? I think a lot of things want to come up now. The blanket is pulled back now, and we see for the first time what has been there for all times, but what was hidden. That's happening now, I guess, and I think the world is not getting worse or more crazy. It's just for the first time that we see what was hidden before. It comes to the surface now, and of course, again, it triggers all our fears, right? So the question in this challenging time where really some, again, are threatened, feel threatened by death, by a virus, while others feel threatened by really losing their civil rights, by being locked away, by being forced to endure certain things. It's a massive process of reckoning, right? So the question is, what can we do as an individual? Because we often say, man, I'm just one person. What can I do? There's this whole apparatus of things going on. What can I do? As I told you, the title of this video is about the power of the individual. And what we can do is to consciously move into our full, in our fullest potential that is possible right now. I want to come closer to this now by starting with a phrase that says, I think I also read it in one of Paul Selig's books. It says, what you put into darkness calls you into darkness. In other words, what you damns you, be it a virus, be it someone who forces you to stay inside or do other things, whatever it is, what you damn, because maybe it triggers your fears, even maybe your fear of death, you see it as separate, you see it as evil. And of course, it triggers our deepest fears. Someone said a planet without fear is a planet of freedom. And I think we have the chance now to move in that direction. Maybe not getting rid of all fears, but maybe we have here a massive, tremendous chance to get rid of very old, very dark places in our collective mind by healing them individually, one by one. And the healing process is becoming aware and feeling them, and then they go away. So what can we do? First of all, we have to stop damning others that are of another opinion. We have to stop damning external situations that we feel threatened by, right? Instead, what we can do, and again, all the mystics in all times have taught us this, is to bless and to accept what's happening. It doesn't mean to fall into victim mode. But what is a blessing? What does it mean to bless? To bless means to see the divine in something. To claim in something that it is divine, right? That there is spirit, there is a loving intelligence, an intelligent love in it, that one force that moves all these planets here, that makes a tree grow, that makes the sun go up and down, that creates babies out of merely nothing, right? And so blessing, you can start by blessing yourself. You can start by blessing the darkest aspects that you have never dared to look at within yourself. Maybe your shame, your, I don't know, your aggression, your wish to die, whatever it is, things you never dare to look at. Start by blessing them. And if you can, and if you want to, start by blessing what is threatening or frightening you the most. Because by that, you see the divine in it. And fear only exists where there is an absence of the divine, right? So it's time to learn that lesson collectively. And we have the power as an individual to change this by changing it in ourselves, but not only in ourselves, but by actively blessing the outside world and everything that's frightening in us, by stopping to fight against something and starting to accept it by blessing it, right? So this is the conscious decision again, being a victim, condemning something out of fear, or moving up into this higher consciousness, level 1, where despite all external circumstances, which are only a reflection of our inner world, we can heal this. So we can become a creator. And the more people do it, the bigger the critical mass will be. And this is really a powerful thing. And I really want to invite you to do this. Tell it your kids, tell it your friends. You claim your true nature with this. Humanity has the chance to become more human now, even truly human for the first time. We move from this 2,000 years of age of Pisces and 2,000 years of separation and external power and external truth into the age of Aquarius, where the new wants to be born. And this new is about co-creation, cooperation, freedom, and sovereignty. And it's time to reactivate the alchemist within us, right? The one that can turn lead into gold. And what is alchemy? Alchemy is the realization of the divine in matter. It's the realization of the divine in reality. It's not its absence. There's no God threatening us here and being mean, sitting somewhere on cloud number 7. It's collective consciousness that creates reality now and now and now again. The only thing why reality often seems to be the same is that we don't change our perception of it. And the more drastic every individual changes its perception of reality, the more external circumstances have to change. Again, they are just a reflection of our internal world. So this is what each and every one of us can do right now in this situation. It's a big chance, even if it's a very challenging time, to heal. So if this message is speaking to you, please share it with people who might be interested by it too. I thank you very much for watching this video. I wish us all a good process of healing, of becoming aware, of allowing the things that are hidden to come up, to be seen and healed. And yes, I hope to see you in the next episode. Stay tuned. Ciao.